You're listening to the Bloodshed Baddies. Hi, I'm Sam.
And I'm not Lexi. I'm Claire.
And we are the Bloodshed Baddies. You guys heard that right. It's not a mistake. Lexi is having the time of her life in Japan right now. So one of my BFFFFFs, Claire, decided to join us. So Claire, tell the baddies about yourself.
Hi, baddies. Thanks for having me. Gosh, this is always a hard question for me, but I love to camp. That's probably one of my main things right now, but outside of just like personal, I really love to create education programs. So that's kind of like what I do from day to day.
Claire is a baddie for sure. Tell them about your last camping trip.
Yeah, so I did a 10-day camping trip with my BFFFFF. We went up the coast through North Georgia. Then we went to Virginia, and then we were supposed to go to the Outer Banks, but a random tropical storm came through, so we had to come home, unfortunately. And we have rooftop tents, so we were like, do we stay? Do we go? But we figured we'd get blown over, so.
Probably smart to leave. But I picked this case out specifically for you, Claire.
No.
Yes, because I specifically looked for a camping case for you because I know you love
I'm
it.
so glad I mentioned camping then.
I know that worked out really well for me. But we can jump into this. So this case is a little different. Like I said, I specifically looked for a camping case because I know Claire loves to camp. And I came across this case and it's pretty interesting and it's also pretty odd. There is some crime sprinkled in, but it's mostly like a mystery, and it's a case that shows like how the true crime world came together to help identify someone, which is pretty cool.
Oh, okay. So like the community came together and solved it?
Yeah. Well, yes, you'll
Okay.
see.
I'll
It
wait.
is a weird, different case, so I hope you all like it, especially you, Claire. But I got a lot of information from the HBO documentary. They called him Mostly Harmless, which I recommend. But this is the case of the man that they called Mostly Harmless. Are
Okay.
you ready, Claire?
Oh, I'm ready.
So, according to the NAM US database, more than 600,000 people go missing in the US every year.
How many?
600,000.
Oh my gosh.
And about 4,400 of those 600,000 unidentified bodies are found every year.
Wow. That's not a lot.
Insane and sad.
Mm-hmm.
And on July 23rd, 2018, Nick Horton came across an unidentified body. He was on a day hike with a friend. He called the police right away, and the body was found at Big Cypress National Preserve on the trail at the Camp Nobles site.
Okay. So he's just hiking and he found a dead body?
Yep, he was hiking, and they came across like a tent kind of in the middle of the walk, well, kind of on the walkway, and they like were like, "Hey," and like nobody answered, so they looked inside and they saw a dead body.
Oh my gosh. That kind of reminds me of our camping trip in Osceola.
Did you find a dead body?
No, but there was a random tent that was just out there and it was abandoned and they had a cat and the cat would just roam around and so we finally got enough courage after 2 days of being there and opened it and it was just completely filled with lots of garbage, just completely abandoned. But it was weird.
Yeah, that would creep me out.
Yeah, the cat was cute.
But Big Cypress National Preserve is actually in Southwest Florida and very near to the Everglades, and the endangered Florida panther actually can be found there. There's not much around the campsite, but Claire, I think you can attest to camping in Florida in the month of July. Do a lot of people do that?
Willingly, no. I've done it. You get heat rashes.
Especially in the Everglades, right? Like even hotter, I'm
Oh
sure.
gosh, yes.
Yeah, it's hot, gross, not fun. You'll get a heat rash. Try not to do it.
But I love camping.
But Nick is on that day hike with a friend, and they discover the body in a yellow tent, kind of what I was saying, like on the side of the walking path.
Hmm.
It was a man, and he appeared to be extremely thin, like unnaturally so. Later, they will find out that he only weighed 83 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
Interestingly, though, there was a significant amount of food and cash in his tent.
Okay.
They also found notebooks that appeared to have code in them. They weren't sure if it was ramblings or like a legit code, but nothing in the tent had a name on it. There was no wallet, no credit cards, no photo ID, no cell phone, no tablet. So the police have not a clue who this mystery man could be, and were just hopeful that they would find out soon.
Oh my gosh. That's really random.
I know.
A book of codes?
Yeah.
Hmm.
The unidentified body, of course, is taken to the medical examiner's office, and that is where they weigh him and try to find a cause of death. Unfortunately, they were unable to determine it. There were no drugs in his system besides Tylenol and like allergy medicine. There was no trauma and no diseases. Also, interestingly, his fingerprints weren't in any databases, and his image wouldn't turn up any results through facial recognition software. His dental records came up with nothing, also. So, who the heck was this guy?
Oh, this is weird. It's like he knew something too much and someone.
Since nothing was found, the case was moved to the criminal research investigators. And the criminal research investigators checked the missing reports and all they could, and they couldn't find anything. So they put this flyer out with a not so great photo that they took of the body when it was found, and they tried to edit it to make it look better, and it was terrible and honestly really creepy. But the flyer also stated that he had a small scar on his stomach. The investigators also decide to reach out to the hiking community by posting the flyer in hiking community Facebook pages. This is where the investigation finally gets something. Someone recognized him.
Oh,
Kelly saw the composite on a hiking Facebook page and was like, oh my God, I met him 6 months ago. Kelly was a trail angel, and if you don't know what that is, it's a person who provides a snack or water to someone on a trail, which is like
oh
so
my God.
nice.
Yeah, that's so cool.
I know. But they ran into each other, and Kelly says he told her his name was Mostly Harmless.
That's his name?
Yes, and that may sound odd, but to Kelly, it totally wasn't because hikers often have nicknames that they use,
Huh.
and that was his.
Mostly like Mostly, harmless?
Correct.
Okay, mostly harmless. Hmm.
She heard he got his nickname when he went to a campsite, and the people at the campsite said he could join their fire as long as he didn't bite. And the unidentified man responded with, well, I'm mostly harmless, and then the name stuck.
Okay. Okay.
Random fun fact, kind of. The fifth book in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series is titled Mostly Harmless, and some will later believe the hiker could have chosen the name based on themes of that book, if you're
Interesting.
familiar with it.
Okay.
But anyway, Kelly asked him if he was using a hiking app, and Mostly Harmless was like, I'm not carrying my phone. I wanted to disconnect.
Okay. Normal.
Yeah, right? But Kelly was able to get a picture of him holding up the sticker promoting the app, and it was very clear that it was the same man. Unfortunately, though, she never got his real name. But we find out our John Doe's nickname was Mostly Harmless, and now there is this sense of hope.
Okay.
With the nickname being some type of identification, Kelly posts on the hiking Facebooks and asks if anyone knows or met Mostly Harmless with the picture that she took and explains the situation. The post blows up. Trail groups all over are sharing pictures and videos that they have of Mostly Harmless.
Oh, wow. So he was a popular character.
Yes.
Okay.
Through the people sharing their stories, the police are able to find out that he was seen in other states as well. Some people say when they met him, he went by another trail name, which is Denim, because he was wearing jeans on a hike.
Okay. Rando.
Do you wear jeans on hikes?
No, I would never wear jeans on a hike.
So investigators now know that he went by two names, though. But I'm going to continue to refer to him as Mostly Harmless just for less confusion.
Okay.
Mostly Harmless shared with the people he encountered that he worked in IT. He told people he was from Louisiana, and he told other people that he was from New York. All the people that ran into him said he was friendly, easygoing, and quiet, and that his backpack was unusually very large.
Oh,
But Mostly Harmless seemed to charm them all. All of the people who met him, who shared stories, pictures, and videos, seemed to have positive interactions with him, but never got his real name. So Mostly Harmless is still nameless.
did they comment on like his weight?
In all of their pictures, he is quote unquote like normal weight, like a
Okay.
healthy weight.
Okay. Interesting then.
Yes. With this, though, the police are able to tell that Mostly Harmless was traveling the Appalachian Trail from the New York area a year and a half before he was found all the way in Florida.
Oh, there's some crazy stuff in the Appalachian Trail, they say. Like superstitious stuff.
How did you pronounce that? Do I pronounce it wrong?
Okay, I probably pronounced it wrong. How do you say it?
I said Appalachian, but is it Appalachian?
Don't ask me. We're both English majors.
Comment baddies how to say Appalachian.
Appalachian.
I think you might be right, honestly.
Maybe it's just dialect. You got that. You have the hard A.
Yes, I do. But anyway, this man hiked over thousands of miles. The Appalachian Trail is the longest hiking only footpath in the world.
Wow, okay.
It starts in Maine and then ends in Georgia. Around 3,000 people attempt this hike every year, so he, of course, crossed paths with many people. Mostly Harmless, it seemed to have started in New York in the spring of 2017 and hiked past the trail nearly 1,400 miles into Florida. And then he told somebody that his end goal was the Florida Keys.
Oh, okay. That's a good goal.
So he was close.
Yeah.
Eventually, a Facebook group specifically for Mostly Harmless and like finding his identity is created. A woman named Christy joins it, and then she becomes like the moderator of this Facebook group. But on this page, people are telling their interactions with Mostly Harmless when someone with the trail name Magpie reaches out. Magpie is an older woman, and this baddie was 68 years old hiking the Appalachian Trail when she ran
Wow.
into Mostly Harmless.
I can only hope that I'm doing that when I'm straight.
Dude, same. What a cool gal.
Hmm.
But she said Mostly Harmless was very kind to her and it felt like they knew each other. And she was really happy because since she was older, it was nice to have a friend to talk to on the trail.
Okay. And sorry, a woman saying that about a man, that's significant.
1,000%. Mostly Harmless introduced himself to her as Denim. Again, he said it was because he was hiking in blue jeans. And Magpie said she did ask for his name and he didn't tell her at first. But she feels like he eventually did because they ran into each other at like a diner later and they were asking each other again. But she couldn't remember what it was.
Oh,
But this heavy bag that was mentioned earlier and the blue jeans that Magpie and other people talked about now leads investigators to believe that Mostly Harmless was inexperienced with hiking. Most hikers don't have large bags. You wouldn't hike in blue jeans. And he also had fairly new, expensive gear.
okay.
Again, though, although they get more information, this leads the investigation nowhere.
Interesting. I mean, it seems like he has experience based on what people are saying, but yeah, it's not really adding up with what he's wearing. And the gear being all new, typically you're not going to have new gear going out on this huge trek.
Exactly. Very strange.
Hmm.
So, with no new leads or no leads at all, investigators decide to create a new flyer. And this time they put a picture of his yellow tent on it that he was found in. And they get a hit. A man calls and says he sold the tent to Mostly Harmless. However, Mostly Harmless paid with cash. But the seller says Mostly Harmless probably stayed in the hostel next door. This particular hostel required an actual name along with a trail name. So investigators are like, okay, we're onto something. And they go to the hostel and find the paper Mostly Harmless signed. And he put a real name down.
Oh,
He put the name Ben Billamy.
hmm.
Investigators reach out to as many Bens and Ben Billamys they can find, and they have no such luck. They realize he used an alias for signing it.
Oh, well, okay.
Yes, Mostly Harmless was clearly trying to stay anonymous, and this leads investigators to think Mostly Harmless is going through so much effort to not be identified. Could this be for a reason? Is he a criminal of some sort? Is he running away? Like, what's going on?
Interesting.
The investigators then have one more idea. They're like, let's release these notebooks filled with this random code and see if anyone can recognize it or see what it's for. With them releasing it, they find out from someone that the code was actually for something.
Huh.
The code was for a game called Screeps.
Screep?
Have you heard of it?
No.
Screeps is a programming game where you like create worlds and fortresses and you have to like write code for it, and continuously plays for you with this code.
Oh, wow. Okay. It's sophisticated then.
Yes, like I could never play this game. So investigators then search through this game and they try to find Mostly Harmless from the codes that was used. They do find his account and he has the username Vajor, Vaejor.
Hmm. Hmm.
This account actually mentions in a comment being mostly harmless. So it's definitely the account.
Okay.
They contact the creators and try to find the true identity of this account, but are unsuccessful because they're like coders. They try to protect their identity and it just doesn't work out. So unfortunately, another dead end. But now it's believed that Mostly Harmless was also really good at tech and he was probably in IT, like he mentioned to those other hikers.
Right.
And they think that he's probably so good at tech that he purposely was not leaving a digital trail. And that's why he doesn't have any.
Wow. That makes it really interesting.
I know it's a wild case. It's weird. Hopefully, you are following along.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Christine, the web sleuth lady who became the moderator of that Facebook group,
Mhm.
she's like doing it all. She's going to county, calling police in Florida and the media to get more attention drawn to the case to find out who Mostly Harmless is.
She's in it.
Yes. 6 months go by and still Mostly Harmless is still unidentified. The Collier County Sheriff's Department then releases a podcast, Sworn Statement, which is a three-parter about Mostly Harmless's case. Kristen Gill, a former newspaper reporter who now works in media relations, is the host, and I will link the podcast if anyone's interested in the show notes. The podcast gets a lot of views, and this adds to the number of the people joining the Facebook groups.
Okay.
This is great because there's more attention brought to the case, but there's also all of these crazy theories now flying around, which are like super wild and some of them like super unhelpful. Like people are calling in and saying like he must be an alien and like
Oh boy.
things like that.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Anywho, another notable person comes forward and his name is Brandon.
Brando.
I know. Brandon was hiking the trail when he came across Mostly Harmless. Brandon says that Mostly Harmless told him he went through a breakup not too long ago.
Hence why he's on the hike. Broken heart.
But they hung out that evening and like camped together and they talked about sci-fi and other things. And then they got deep and talked about their childhoods.
Hmm.
Mostly Harmless told Brandon a story that when he was younger, his dad took him out in the yard to try to fight him. And Mostly Harmless says he just walked away.
So he really is harmless.
We'll see.
Oh boy.
The next day, they pack up and they were going in different directions on the path. Brandon asks Mostly Harmless if he wants to keep in touch. And Brandon says Mostly Harmless just shook his head and almost appeared to look a little sad and says no. And they both go their separate ways.
Okay.
Again, we are no further in finding out who Mostly Harmless is.
Right.
A year goes by
Oh my gosh.
and no one had come forward claiming to know the real identity of Mostly Harmless. Natasha, a fellow hiker who does not identify with the true crime community, is like, I want to help out. So she joins the Facebook group.
Okay.
There is some drama that goes down in this Facebook group that I'm not really going to bring up, but if you're interested, go watch the documentary.
Yeah, I'm gonna go watch it. I love the drama.
But basically, Natasha becomes the moderator of the group and she
Oh,
starts organizing things in like folders and whatnot. And she gets in contact with someone named Mike Gormley.
okay. Interesting.
Mike went by the trail name Waterboy, and he is most likely the last person to see Mostly Harmless alive.
Oh, okay. So that's really significant.
Yes, they have a picture together, and after they ran into each other, Mike suggested the campsite that Mostly Harmless was found at.
Gosh, that would weigh on me.
Yes, but this was 2.5 months before police got the call about Mostly Harmless's body. The campsite was 5 miles from where Mike and Mostly Harmless met. So in the 2.5 months, Mostly Harmless just walked 5 miles, then lost all of that weight. It didn't seem like it made much sense.
No.
But the sheriff department still said that they did not suspect foul play. But no one really believes that someone could or would starve themselves like that. So the mystery is still alive, if not more so at this point.
That's the end?
No.
Oh.
I was just scrolling down.
It's like, no.
Back in the Facebook drama world, Christine decided to leave the group and make her own group about Mostly Harmless.
Oh, wow.
So now there are like two dueling Facebook groups to figure out who Mostly Harmless is.
Rival. Got it.
Yes.
Okay. Those moderators.
Someone in Christine's group gets the autopsy report with pictures and shares it with Christine. And they realize that, unlike the flyer stated, this man doesn't have a small scar on his abdomen. He has like a huge scar, like it's humongous.
Oh. Like how does it have a picture?
I'm sure you probably could look it up. I think it was on the documentary. It's like,
Oh, wow.
yeah, like across the whole abdomen. So now people speculate that Mostly Harmless possibly had surgery and even start thinking, is it possible he had cancer, which could explain why he got so skinny.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So then the group Googles cancer in Appalachian Trail and they find a blog by Ben Reynolds, who is writing about hiking the Appalachian Trail because of his brain tumor diagnosis. The blog just randomly ended. Not only did that seem suspicious, but Ben Reynolds is close to the alias Ben Billamy
Yeah.
that was used at the hostel by Mostly
Uh-huh.
Harmless. People go crazy with this,
Oh boy.
and a little too crazy, because people are trying to reach Ben Reynolds. People are contacting his family, etc., and they find out it isn't him.
Oh.
In a very positive way, Ben Reynolds, which was also an alias, survived his cancer and is alive with his family.
Oh my gosh, what a baddie.
He appears on the documentary and he said people harassed him and his family for a long time. And he had to like go on the blogs and like prove that it wasn't him,
Oh my God.
which is not cool at all.
No, that's too much. When you're having to prove that you're not that person, that's ridiculous. Especially after going through cancer.
Exactly. But another lead that goes nowhere. This brings us to July 2020, 2 years since Mostly Harmless was found. The Othram Company, who was like famous for their DNA profiling and stuff, decided to see if they could crowdfund to get enough money to get the skeletal remains so they could profile Mostly Harmless's DNA. The company gets the money they need in like 8 days. All of the Facebook people donated it and made it possible.
Wow. That's a community.
It definitely is. Now, this process takes a while, and during this time, a couple things happen. Christine, the web sleuth Facebook girl, posts him in a lost love forum and gets a message that a person believes it is Ronald Newman, who was disowned for being gay.
Oh.
She posts the pictures, but it turns out another dead end. It's not him.
Oh, that's sad.
Mr. Newman called the police and was like, nah, that's not me. I'm alive.
It's not funny, but
Also in October 2020, an article in Wired is published about Mostly Harmless, and the case blows up even more. And more people are joining the Facebook, listening to the podcast, trying to find out who Mostly Harmless is. But December 9th, 2020, 2.5 years after Mostly Harmless was found, the Othram Company was able to build a profile that led back to Louisiana.
how long did it take?
The company,
Yeah, to profile.
it took the company from July to December.
Okay, okay,
Yeah, because it does take some time. They had to get the skeletal remains, like science, all that kind of smart stuff.
okay.
But it was 2.5 years after he was found.
Wow.
And again, it leads them back to Louisiana, which remember, Mostly Harmless did tell some people that he was from there.
Right.
Through his DNA, they learned Mostly Harmless had Cajun roots. His family had come from Assumption Parish, Louisiana, and that there were family members with the name Rodriguez.
Interesting.
And this is all from DNA, which is like pretty incredible.
Right. Hey,
But people are ecstatic. News stories around South Louisiana are getting bombarded with this story in hopes that loved ones will recognize him.
that's a really good clue now.
Yes. December 16th, 2020, a week later, Christine gets an email from someone who says she knows who Mostly Harmless is.
Oh.
She says he is 41-year-old Vance Rodriguez, which, again, the last name Rodriguez.
Yeah.
She says her husband worked with him and sends a picture, and lo and behold, it looks like a younger version of Mostly Harmless.
Wow.
A former roommate also mentions that he believes Mostly Harmless is Vance Rodriguez as well.
Okay.
Christy obviously calls the police. The police call the family. and the family is in disbelief and shock. The family confirms that they do have a son, Vance, that they did not know was missing because they had not had contact with him for several years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
They
Oh,
also do not want to talk to anyone about this case. They're like just, you know, private. But I think after that, the Othram company confirms that the DNA of the hiker matched that of Rodriguez's mother.
oh, wow. So it is Vance.
Yep, after 2.5 years, Mostly Harmless is finally identified. He is Vance Rodriguez.
Oh my gosh.
Now, who is Vance Rodriguez?
Ah,
Vance was born in February of 1976 near Baton Rouge. He had a
okay.
twin sister and an older brother. Unfortunately, it appears that Vance had a rough home life and struggled with his own demons as well.
Hmm.
If you remember Vance's conversation with hiker Brandon, his dad tried to beat him up, and I believe he also spoke of other abuse from his father as well.
Hmm.
Vance also suffered from mental illness. When he was 15, according to some friends, Vance went into a field with a gun and intended to kill himself.
Wow.
He shot himself in the stomach, which is very sad, and this is why he had that very big scar on his stomach. A friend who lived with him for a while said that he was very angry with his parents after they institutionalized him after this near suicide attempt.
Kind of explains why they didn't talk towards those end years.
Yes, and at age 17, Vance was legally emancipated from his family.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, he had a very bad relationship with them, and he was also struggling really bad with his mental health. He had moments where he would just kind of go lay down and not do anything, including eating and showering. And this could happen for days or months. And his friends would call these his outages.
Interesting. And also might hint at how they found him.
100%. Vance went to college but did not graduate and started working at an e commerce company in Baton Rouge called Shopper's Choice, where many recognized him as the most talented engineer on the team.
Wow.
Vance was said, though, to medicate with drinking and chocolate.
I like chocolate.
Chocolate's not terrible.
Oh,
While in Baton Rouge, Vance had a relationship for 5 years that ended badly. It was very abusive on his end, which is not cool at all.
oh, that's a shame.
Yes. In 2013, Vance moved to New York, so he also was from there, and kept working remotely for about a year and then quit and lived off his savings. So he, again, was also telling the truth that he was from New York as well. I believe he had a girlfriend while he lived in New York who would also say that Vance was abusive.
That's awful. That's awful. No excuse.
I 100% agree. If that's your childhood, that's very sad for your childhood, but you can make better adult choices.
Got to do the work, unlearn.
Yes. I think in total, 3 women came out and said that he was abusive. So, not cool, Vance. In April 2017, Vance Rodriguez paid 6 months of his rent before leaving his wallet and passport in his apartment and heading to the Appalachian Trail. Vance clearly struggled with a lot of demons and wasn't that great of a guy at all. And because of this, according to a friend, there wasn't anyone looking for him. His family wasn't in touch. His ex girlfriends were afraid of him. And his friends in Louisiana just thought he was in one of those long outages. All of the hikers he met along the way and part of these Facebook groups are in total shock. When the hikers met Mostly Harmless, he was nice and personable, and they are saddened to find out his real identity. I believe an ex of Vance's says, quote, he was personable when you first met him, but after spending more time with him in an intimate way, his personality completely changed. The people on the trail did not spend years with him to see how he handled the ups and downs. Maybe he was good at code switching and hiding the person he was behind doors with me or others.
Wow. And that's a shame, but I feel like that's often the stories, like they're charmers on the outside, and then on the inside, it's where the abuse happens.
Which is very, very sad as well, because that's 1,000% true.
Hmm.
It is, however, still a mystery how Mostly Harmless died. There are still theories of disease and other theories out there as well. However, the most common theory is that he just went into one of those outages, like you said, sadly starving himself to death.
Wow. I can't even imagine like willingly doing that. It's like against human nature.
That's why some people still think like something suspicious is there, but unfortunately, like we'll never find out the truth.
Wow.
Around the time Vance started his hike, he met someone in Pennsylvania and told them he was hiking because he was depressed with his life and needed a complete change. So this could be very possible. But again, some wonder, is it possible for someone to starve themselves in that way with food, with resources, with money? Although it wasn't the feel good ending of finding the true identity of the person, Mostly Harmless portrayed, I do think it is still admirable that the hiking and true crime communities came together and helped find the identity of someone unidentified.
That is really cool.
Vance was brought home, and his family did have a ceremony for him. Even though during his life he struggled with demons and was not a good person, I hope Vance found peace in his death and his family found peace as well. But that is the crazy story of Mostly Harmless, aka Vance Rodriguez.
Wow, that's a crazy story. I'm glad that they got closure, but yeah, I didn't really expect all of that at all. I kind of sounds bad, but like at least he's not abusing anyone else. Like he had maybe he just need to go out in nature. I don't know. That's tough.
No, yeah, like maybe he,
Like maybe he's making like an active choice, like I don't want to hurt anyone else,
yeah,
but depression's a tricky beast.
it is a disease. And like, I don't know, like it definitely wasn't the feel good ending I was wanting. Like, I was hoping, like, oh, he was going to be this great guy. And like,
Mm.
just a sad thing happened. And like, maybe he did have cancer and they'll reunite his
Yeah.
family with him. But I mean,
Yeah. I don't wish ill on anyone, but yeah, it's tough. That's tough.
yeah, we don't like abusive people at all, right? Like, don't do that. That's crap.
Exactly.
But yeah, sorry for like a weird case your first time on the podcast.
No, I appreciate it. I mean, now I'm going to be terrified to go camping, so thanks for that.
I'm sorry.
And you and I already had interesting hiking adventures, so
Yes, me and Claire love to hike, and we got some crazy stories. Maybe next time you come on the pod, we can discuss.
absolutely.
But thank you so much, Claire, for joining, and thank you so much for listening. Please give us a follow on the podcast on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Give us a review. Send us an email with a case suggestion or story to bloodshedbaddies@gmail.com. Our intro music is made by the awesome cousin Vinny.
I've been dating.
Yeah, and tell a friend and tune in next week for another episode. Thank you, Claire, so much. I love you
Thanks
so
for
much.
having me. I had a blast. I can't wait to come back
I was just gonna say we definitely need you to come back on. So yay, yay,
on.
yay. I love you. Maybe next time you can come on with Lex too. That would be so much fun.
Oh, heck yes. Well, I hope the baddie community is just as strong as that crime community. So,
Oh, I love that. All right, love you, baddies.
love
Bye.
you. Go follow everyone.
Yay.